All right, okay, so I'm going to use this website called Footy Stats. I'm no longer subbing to this site because I have no need to, but back in the day I used, when I was a member of Gold Profits, I would looking at patterns as ever. I'll be looking at form. I'd obviously like to see at least 5 home games or 5 away games for each team, and I'd look at the average points per game based on home form. So if I hover over this, you can see the home is 1.08, so it means that they average 1.08 over the last 5 home games at home, points per game that is. And Waterford on their away form, if you look at the away line, it says 1.31, same as in the box there. That's their form away from home, so they average about 1.31 points per game away from home. Now, what a dog bet is looking for underdogs, yeah, when they're priced ideally higher than this. I like to look at, obviously on Betfair, ideally to be 4.5 or higher, preferably 5 or 5.5 even away from home. So let me just have a look and see what they are on Betfair actually at the minute, because these are bookmakers' prices. So let's just have a look. Betfair, exchange, football, Ireland. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. So Waterford are 4.5 at the moment to back, all right, and Bohemians are 1.89, 1.9 to back. So I would look to basically the way I did look at that, if I'm looking at this particular game, is if I see a team which is odds on versus an underdog which is at least 4.5 or preferably 5 or 5.5 or higher, doesn't matter what the odds are as long as they're kind of like meeting that threshold. When it's an away team, I prefer it to be 5.5. If Waterford were at home and the Bohemians away the favourite in the same scenario, I would prefer Waterford to be 4.5 at home, but because they're away, I would like to see 5.5 at least. Now, what I do is I just literally take that away. Okay, so 101 take away 1.31, if you like, it leaves me with a negative factor. Now, if I've got if Bohemians were 2, for example, take away 1.31, that would be under 1 as well. So that would leave me with a 0.29. So basically, as long as you're below 1 odds, once you've taken away the favourites form, the odds from the favourite, sorry, beg your pardon, the points per game of the favourite minus the points per game average for the underdog away, providing it's less than 1, we would back that team or lay the favourite basically. Okay, when I used to do this, it used to work out. Now you get a long series of losses. Would get quite a few draws. I tend to see the underdog taking the lead. So whether or not you trade out or scratch, it's up to you. But overall, without touching anything, just letting it play out, providing you're adhering to 5.5 minimum away and 4.5 at home, over the stretch of the season, you may see, for qualifying teams, you may see at least 30 upwards points at least. However, the leagues that I would look at would be the main European leagues. So it would be England, France, Ligue 1, in Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga. Not so much Portugal, if I'm honest. Belgium, the Jupiler Pro League. What else? Have I missed one out? And the Eredivisie, the Dutch first division. Now, I used to focus on those mainly to do this, but it doesn't mean it can't work on others as well, and it normally does. again, if I look at Galatasaray, there's not enough form at the minute because you see it's their first game of the season. So like I say, I like to see a little bit of form. So the pick would be that. If let's say, for example, Derry's a good example of a home win. So it's a favourite. There's no underdog bet here. And if you look at, and it wouldn't be a qualifier even, because of the points per game. So if you was to subtract 4.46 from 2.23, you'll still be over 1, basically. So I'd expect Derry to win that, but obviously we don't back at those stupid odds either. If Dundalk was to win, maybe you might be interested if Derry kind of like went to evens or whatever, or more, depending on when the goal was scored. Yeah, that wouldn't be a dog bet. A dog bet is literally backing the underdog when the points per game away or at home is below 1. Now, a banker would be this scenario. So where if let's say Derry were at 1.8, 1.6, 1.8 or evens even, and we had this scenario here whereby they're overwhelmingly decent. Look at their form. You can see the last 5 games they've won 4, drawn 1, and Dundalk away probably away. Well, not too bad. 3 losses, a win and a draw. But overall, this wouldn't qualify as a dog bet, and that would be a home banker. Again, you can get the reverse. So if Derry were away and you had the same result once you subtract the form, points per game, Derry would have been an away pick anyway. So that is how you look at a dog bet. There's obviously this time of year, the summer leagues are those that have a bit of form. So if I was to scroll down, because I'm not subscribed, some of these leagues are blocked out. But to be fair, to do this, you can use the free anyway, because the main leagues won't be scratched out. So Brash, for example, you can see here, if you subtract 2.13 from or 0.88 from 2.13, it still leaves us in a positive 1+. So that would be a home banker. They're leading 2-0. If I wanted to play this game, then the away teams are the banker, if you like, based on that equation, simple equation. Having said that, and they're leading. If you look at this one here, the away was the underdog. If you subtract 1.13 by 0.56, then a potential lay on that one there as well. I must stress I never played these ones, so I have got no really. I just did it for about 3 seasons or so on dog bets. Had some very good winners. Like 20, 21 odds, for example, I think it might have been Real Madrid losing a few seasons back at home to maybe Girona or something like that, or Celta, I can't remember which one now. Got any other leads? Let's look at Iceland. So that's locked. And there's these teams, Paraguay, for example, this one here, that would, so 1.85, if I was to deduct that, it still leaves me with a positive. Actually, no, it doesn't, sorry. Leaves me with yeah, it does. It will leave me 1.22. So the home team, again, would be have the advantage, let's say, as a banker. And this one here would be a no bet. If anything, if those odds were higher, then I'd be interested in the away team. How about in Qatar? So no games yet there. Peru. Yeah, so Peru here, what have we got? Again, this wouldn't qualify as a dog bet. This underdog here, away Union. If you deduct that by 155, then it's still a positive 1, and so on. Just something for you to play around with and check out using form. I'd use the last, you can use the last 5 form rather than going, obviously teams will pick up and lose form. So the last 5 home or the last 5 away is a good one. Let's just have a look at Sandefjord. So this one here, yeah, it's pretty equal. I must say, when you get teams that are pretty equal with the odds, and when they're very similar, both of them are amber, A draw is actually quite strong, so bear that in mind. And we haven't got enough data on these. Yeah, still early days. So that is my famous DOGBETS calculation, and using this site only because it has it displayed here in a traffic light system, so it's very easy to see. All right, short and sweet. Post any questions up if you like, and I'll see if I can answer. Thank you.